So listen here. It has to be done this season. Whatever the Yankees decide to do. What is up, guys? This is David from Bronx Banter with another incredible topic, crazy topic, something that is inevitable, something that is going to happen at some point. Honestly, I would go as far as saying this year, should Gleyber Torres be traded or should he be extended? Now, I feel like you can take Yankee fans and divide them up into two categories. You can divide them just like you could divide up Yankee fans into casual fans and into diehard fans. I'm a diehard fan. You could also separate the Yankee fans into fans that either want to extend him or want to trade him. So let me know in the comments below. I'm actually curious to know what your takes are. Even before I share some of my thoughts, do you think that we should trade him or extend him? The reason why this has kind of been a conversation for honestly many, many reasons. He's young. He's been in the Yankee organization for a while. And quite honestly, this year and even some other years that he's been with the Yankees, he's been a top three, if not our best hitter, even this year. This year, quite honestly, I know statistically he's not necessarily our best hitter for a few reasons. Judge has more homers and I think even RBIs. He also has a higher B WAR. Obviously, statistically, he may not be as valuable as obviously Judge, someone that we pay $40 million a year for and is our captain. But nonetheless, he's still one of our best bats, our most consistent bats, which is usually something we don't imagine Gleyber to be. But he has been this year. He hasn't been injured. He's been on the field and I feel like there's a market for Gleyber. A lot of players or a lot of teams, want Gleyber, would love Gleyber on their team. And I bet players too would love Gleyber on their team. He also brings great energy. There's no issues with him other than obviously there's some issue, not with his personality at least, but with maybe some people claiming that he has a lackadaisical style of playing or he makes too many mental errors and even defensive errors at second base, which I can see that. So there's a handful of reasons as to why Yankee fans want to trade him. And then obviously there's a reason why we want to extend him as well, because again, like I said, he's one of our best bats. He's been one of our best bats all year. He's been healthy on a team that struggles with injuries. That unfortunately is like top tier for us to get a guy that is healthy, performing well, and it's been more or less consistent. Even his slumps, maybe he only had one notable slump, and even then it wasn't too long, and he kind of figured it out. So I'm going to go a little bit more into it later in the video, but he really is growing into his own as not just a Yankee, but as a player. And another reason why I feel like is a good reason to extend him is he's proven he could play in New York. He's not obviously, he has the clutch gene, I feel like, in the regular season. I can't recall in the postseason. I feel like every Yankee tends to kind of suck other than Stanton and Bader in the postseason, at least offensively. He's proven that he could play in New York. If anything, this year has showing you that last year, maybe when we were debating on trading him even more, he's showing, no, don't trade me. I got more to prove. A lot of people are comparing him to his 2019 season with 39 home runs. I don't think he reached 100 RBIs, but he had 39 home runs. He had I think a 270 batting average. Really, the 39 home runs is what everyone remembers. And that was a juiced ball year. A juice ball year. You don't expect that from him. It's kind of hard to expect that from any second baseman. And quite honestly, if you told me I was going to get a second baseman day in and day out, has the potential to play 159 games this season, bat 270, high 270s, almost 280, 25 plus home runs, above league average WRC plus, and above league average OPS plus, I will take that all day, every day. Any player, any team would take that all day, every day. And it honestly surprises me that we want to trade him. Now, again, I've mentioned some of the reasons why there is a reason to trade him. And I see why, because all the same reasons why I'm saying we should extend him, other teams see the value in him and they would be willing to give up a good amount for him. I personally, if it doesn't seem clear enough, I want to extend him. And here's some of the reasons why. Look at this. A lot of people this year, still with the year that he's having a great year. maybe not as great as an all-star level, maybe potentially an all-star level, but a great year nonetheless. I want you to know this. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is not the same Gleyber. This isn't 2019 Gleyber. Let's just go over some of these stats for you. Gleyber Torres has the chance to end the season with a career high batting average. Yes, that's beating 2019, but he will have the chance to end the season with a career high in batting average, stolen bases, and on-base percentage. Now, stolen bases, some of you may just scoff at that and ignore that because everyone's stolen base. I'm pretty sure like 90% of the league has a career high in stolen bases just because of the new rules implemented. But nonetheless, a high in on-base percentage. And honestly, something that's an anomaly for the New York Yankees, he also will have, or I think already has, a career high in games played. We cannot overlook this. We gotta, as Yankee fans, we gotta look at games played as important as we look at batting average and on-base percentage. I'm just being real. I'm just being 100% real. What good is it to have a star player? And I think Gleyber can be a star player. I'm not saying he is, but example, Judge. I love Judge. No regrets extending him. He had some weird, crazy injuries. But what good is it? Again, no offense to Judge. I love you, Judge. But what good is it to have a star player to Judge's caliber, even Ohtani's caliber, because he got injured? What good is it to have those players if they're not going to be on the field? What good is it to have any star player if they're not going to be on the field? And for Gleyber to be on the field, that is so important, not just for any team, but for a team such as the Yankees that struggle with these injuries. So it's so important, part of being not just a Yankee fan, but just in any ounce related to the Yankees, the importance of games played, that should be a top priority. And Gleyber has shown that. He could literally end the season by only missing 3 games. And also, let me add, a career low in strikeouts, a career low, like by far, that I could confidently say that he will end the season in a career low in strikeouts. Incredible, amazing. And we see the changes he's making to his at-bats. 2-strike approach, amazing. Clearly, Rizzo's rubbed off on him. They're best buds. Amazing 2-strike approach. You see that in his batting average. He could end with a career high in batting average, on base percentage, and a career low in strikeouts. That's showing he's maturing as a hitter and making the adjustments. And he's willing to say, okay, I'm not going to be a 40 home run or 30 home run, even though he can be, home run hitting second baseman. I'm going to be a 25 home run. Maybe my peak is going to be low 30 home run second baseman, which is still incredible, by the way, for a second baseman to kind of have that solid power. I'm going to be that type of second baseman with a 280 average. Sign me up. We'd be paying millions and millions and millions on the free agent market for that. I promise you, if Gleyber Torres was a free agent this offseason and we didn't have, which also is a reason why people may want to trade him, and we didn't have Oswald Peraza, we would absolutely be yelling and pulling our hair out to go after Gleyber Torres if he was a free agent and he was never on the Yankees. Because his season this year has been great. Not phenomenal, not MVP or anything. No, but it's been great, and it's been exactly what the Yankees need. We could have Oswald Peraza, but quite honestly, he's an awesome third base option that I want to keep at third base. He's figuring it out. And quite honestly, okay, you want Peraza to play second base? Let him play second base when Gleyber Torres needs a day off. Obviously, it's not too often. But absolute worst case, you can make those adjustments. But I want Gleyber there. And another thing is he fits right in with that youth age group. Yeah, he's 26. He's a couple of years. And again, let's not forget he's 26. He's like stepping into his prime. I don't even think this last season is a glimpse of what his prime is going to be like. I'm 100% confident that he's going to be a 30 home run second baseman with 280 average. He's going to have a season like that, and we're going to regret not having him on the Yankees when or if we don't extend him. And now, though he has a career low in strikeouts, possible career high in batting average, stolen bases. It does also feel like he has a career high in mindless plays, base running errors and mistakes, fielding errors. So again, I see why, but at the end of the day, I think his production with the bat outweighs some of those nuances. Work on those mistakes in the offseason. Gleyber, I promise you, perform like you did this season. Polish up those mistakes that are just mistakes. I don't think it's representative of his skill. I think it's just dumb mistakes. Yes, it's foolish. Yes, it's frustrating for fans to see. And quite honestly, I think that's what it is. I think a lot of Yankee fans see that and like, get rid of him. Trade him. I don't want him. He's dumb. He's making mindless mistakes. I get it, but let's not get too emotional over here. Let's look at also what he's done for the Yankees, what he means to the Yankees, and not just what he means to the Yankees in terms of the clubhouse presence and how long he's been with the Yankees, but what he means to the Yankees, again, with games played, consistency, and in a solid position that is hard to find, I feel like, that caliber of player. Fine-tune those mistakes. To me, Gleyber Torres has had much better moments this year than he has bad. And I know we shouldn't judge everything on the Yankees team like that, but let's start there. And then we could look into the details and we could see that I believe Gleyber Torres is 100% deserving of an extension, shouldn't be traded. And off the top of my head, I can't think of top prospects or MLB ready players that are worth the trade for. Now, I haven't done my research thoroughly. So please, in the comments below, if you believe that we should trade Gleyber Torres, give me names, let me know. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're not just extending him for what he's done production-wise, but I feel like we're also extending him for what we know he could become. He's still so young. And to think that Gleyber Torres peaked, it would be very foolish. Even if you still want to trade him, I respect your opinions. Just know if you're trading him away, you're trading the best of Gleyber away. I believe we haven't seen the best of Gleyber yet. He's still young. He's 26. He hasn't even hit his prime. So we're going to be trading away the best of Gleyber this offseason. So keep that in mind. And for some of you complaining that he is not as good as his 2019 self, let me give you a little news flash. Let me show you some of these statistics. Let's look at his WRC plus comparing 2019 to now to this year, 2023. His WRC plus is almost identical to his 2019 season. His 2019 season, he has 125 WRC plus versus a 124. And oh yeah, the season's not over yet. And he has the chance to match or even surpass that. And he also has the chance to match or even surpass his 2019 WAR, his wins above replacement. He has a 3.2 as of right now in the 2023 season versus his 3.6. And honestly, I'll go as far as saying in many instances, he's better in this season, 2023 versus his 2019 season. And quite honestly, for this style of Yankees team, I'd rather have this type of production from Gleyber rather than 39 home runs. I don't need 30 plus home runs from every single player on the lineup. I don't need 40 plus home runs, even though I think Gleyber could get 30. I don't need 40 plus home runs from every player in the lineup. Let Judge do that. Let Gleyber get you 25, 30 home runs and bat 280. Let him put the ball in play more. Let him strike out less. Let him have a career high in batting average and stop comparing to solely home runs. But I'd go as far as saying this season is just as comparable with 2019. Let's look beyond just the home run numbers. So obviously, clearly, I believe we should re-sign him. And I don't think there's enough value out there that's tradable to get something in return for him that's going to be worthwhile. And I'd rather have Oswald Peraza at third, because if you move Oswald Peraza, because this is another argument, you move Oswald Peraza to second, you're going to have who at third? DJ? Great. Awesome. IKF is a free agent. We don't know if we're going to re-sign him. And if we do, okay, cool. But I don't know what DJ we're going to get. DJ obviously has had an amazing second half this season. I do think he figured it out. But also, age is still there. We don't know if he's going to re-aggravate his toe. We don't know what's going to happen with DJ. And IKF every day at third base, I will take it. But what I will take much more and be much more happy and excited for is Oswald Peraza that hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. That's the thing. IKF, I feel like more or less has hit his ceiling. DJ absolutely has hit his ceiling. Oswald Peraza hasn't. I think he's only going to get better. Gleyber, I think, is only going to get better. So listen here. If we are believing in the future and we are believing in the kids, the best move is to allow them to grow and develop and allow for us to catch up with the future. Allow us to catch up and meet their potential. Meet their peak. We're putting guys on third base like IKF and DJ, which, okay, great. I love them for a season, but they're not a long-term solution. I don't even know if we're going to re-sign IKF. And at the end of the day, they've hit their peak already. Oswald Peraza hasn't. Gleyber Torres hasn't. Volpe hasn't. Imagine an infield with them three going off 25 plus home runs from each three of them, even 20 home runs, which is more than doable. First of all, for Gleyber, he's done that plenty of times. Volpe's done that already. Come on. Peraza, give him a full season. I believe he's going to do that. I think I'll go as far as saying he could do that next season. I'd love that infield production. I rest my case. I 100% believe we should extend him. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And quite honestly, I'm going to finish with this. If whatever the Yankees decide to do, it has to be done this season. Whatever the Yankees decide to do, whether they try to trade him, whether they try to extend him, whatever it is, it has to happen now. Don't do what you did with Aaron Judge. So for those of you that want to trade Gleyber, let me know the package you want for him. And for those that want to extend him, let me know the number. And be realistic. Be respectful to Gleyber. Be realistic what you think he should deserve or what you think he actually will get. But whatever you do, New York Yankees, whatever you do, it has to be done this offseason. I'm team extend, and let me know what team you're on down in the comments below. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace and be blessed.